The problems in Kenya are very many.
Hunger,
famine,
healthcare,
poverty,
malaria,
AIDS,
corruption, greed for power. Even when the whole country is sinking, leaders still want to stick to power.
Yeah, the December of 2007, we went into the elections, and immediately after the elections, there was a major rejection of the results. So that brought us a hell of problems. It just exploded. Tribes started killing each other. The brother you've known for years becomes your enemy. There are over 350,000 people displaced.
And as a result, children are the most vulnerable and left. You see a lot of street children because they cannot be fed from home. And so they abandon them.
But I want to say, I believe the Lord is bringing a new hope.
Judith Mutunge is a great story.
There was a time she was working in a school as an accountant.
And her employer has problem with the books.
Somebody was picking money.
An employer wants this lady to cover the story, and the lady says,
I'll not be part of this corruption.
She was eventually fired because she wouldn't adhere to the corruption that was going on there.
She left her home
and moved to Kitale.
And they had nowhere to live.
There was like a period that she had nothing. She even didn't have clothes to wear. She did not call me to tell me what she was going through. She suffered a lot there for several months. And I thought, I think this is how God prepares His own people for a mission that He has for them.
She decided to come to ICM.
Dr. Phil Walker, the founder of ICM, finds this lady and hears the story and says, hey, come to school. She enrolls in the BA in Bible and Theology, and that's what she was doing for 5 years.
Judith took particularly the walk through the Bible training.
Judith would be given a practicum.
Teaching in her community the things she was learning here.
Then Judith goes back in the neighborhood and gathers all these children, and as she's teaching them walk through the Old Testament, she discovers, hey, I have a ministry here.
And out of that came a school.
But what is so neat about Judith is she discovers a good number of these children are actually orphans. They don't have parents. She says, I want to give you a home. I want to be a mother. I want to give you a shoulder where you can cry. What does she do? She takes these children to her own home.
Out of that, she founded an orphanage.
And Judith not only does that, but
she started a church.
Today she has a church.
That the community would come and worship the Lord together corporately.
Singing, worshiping, praising God.
That led to what we have now today, a chapel, a school, and a home.
Judith Mutunge and her husband have again given whatever little they have. They have nothing, but what they have given to serve the poor.
They sacrificed their home to start this work.
She actually consciously decided to go and live with the poor children.
She lives in extreme poverty.
I think she doesn't care what she goes through as long as somebody else is happy. And even the monies that we've put in her hands, even if it's just go buy yourself something, she'll feed the children with it. I remember a time I sent her some money to pay for her child's fees. And she used it on the children in the home to take them someplace they really wanted to go, and she didn't have the money. So she diverted it to those children.
She is somebody who can go an extra mile.
She doesn't refuse any job you give her to do. She doesn't complain, she doesn't criticize, she doesn't condemn. And I find that a unique spirit.
Every time I've looked to God, He's never let me down.
You know, you can't tell where food is going to come from to feed the 50 children.
It's like what we have is what God has given.
And God has surprised us.
You know, I was telling her, I don't know how you manage to face tomorrow when you know that today you're cooking the last meal. And she says, I get the children to pray.
You look to heavens and you're like, God, what next?
And they ask God to bring it.
People would walk in here with ready-made food.
And somebody just arrives with a sack of beans, a sack of maize. They have never gone hungry because even when they're on their last meal, God brings the money.
We have 50 children right now. Our challenge today is how to provide for them.
Yes, we are serving, but we are also in need.
Funding has been the problem.
Some months, we have nothing.
You don't have regular funding.
The hardest time has been like when the store is empty, there's no food.
They cannot raise money even for education.
We need good dormitories for them, additional dormitories and beddings.
We thank God for those people that God has touched that are willing to support these children grow. This is an institution that can breed children who can change this nation.
My dream for them is that they may know God personally.
She has prayed along with the children and God answers.
There was a need we had, and the need was electricity.
They were praying for electricity.
And a lady came to visit. She didn't know that children had been praying for electricity every day.
Judy called me and said, praise the Lord, somebody has offered to pay for the electricity.
One thing I know, they'll never live in this home forever.
How they trust God. They're not even looking at Judith to answer. They're looking at God.
There will come a time when they'll be of age. They'll go to their own homes. They'll be independent. And I always tell them, don't leave this faith.
And if all these children who are rejected, abandoned, orphaned, can find love that's like what they have found here and the teachings of Christ to be men and women of integrity, they'll change our society.